Welcome back to Roll for Puppet, the series where we let these dice design our next creature. Thank you so much for coming back to join us for another episode, another character, more chaos. This is episode 18 of season 4. I have just recovered emotionally from Agnes last week, and I promise no tears today. So let's get started, as always, by rolling for our head shape with a d20, and today we have a 19 for a Wardle. That is our most recent head shape release. It is our newest head shape, I suppose. And now for the personality of this puppet with our chaos dice, we have, and we're rolling dice B today because obviously last week we rolled dice A, but we have a retro puppet. So a retro Wardle. I think that is going to be so much fun. Well, I know because I'm future Stacey, so I know what's happening. But we're going to get started by cutting out all of our reticulated foam pattern. And you may remember, if you've seen the series so far, season 4, you may remember that the Wardle head shape has a really specific and unique mouth plate. It has actually a melted mouth plate. There's the All Hail the Bandsaw pin, by the way. Get your All Hail the Bandsaw pin if you would like this show to continue, please. Let's show our appreciation for the wondrous machine together. We're going to glue it all together with our contact adhesive for our delicious yet forbidden honey sandwich. And you can also get your Forbidden Honey Sandwich collectible puppet pin as well, if you would like the two together, because they are currently 2 for £10 on our website. Head over there if you would like it. We're going to press it together once the glue is dry to form the shape. And as I was saying, the Wardle has this really fun upturned mouth plate, and so many of you said that it would work really well for animal puppets. A lot of people said snake, we also had platypus, we also had dolphin. And so we have the 3D printed mouth plates, but we also have this template that we force it into. We heat it up and we force it into this really fun upturned shape, and it's just such a unique expression. We have our S for sexy in the Forbidden Honey on the mouth plate, which gets glued together with the Forbidden Ice Cream Sandwiches, the black fleece, and that gets glued into the puppet's head. We're going to be ready for our finished Wardle reveal. This is currently a really high contender for favorite head shapes of all time. We've only made, well, this will be our second that we've made on the show so far, but it is just so fun, so unlike any of the other head shapes. But now, of course, with our retro Wardle, which is a tongue twister, we need our colours. First of all, we're going to roll for the amount of colours with a d4, and we have all 4. So the dice said all the chaos, and those 4 are... Well, we have 2 11s, a 5, and an 8. We need to re-roll one of those 11s because the dice did say 4 colours. We have 6, and that is going to be for yellow, pink, dealer's choice, and brown. A very busy, hectic, chaotic, colourful puppet, but that goes really well with a retro colour scheme. Retro was colourful, back when life had colour and everything wasn't just bland. So we're going to get started by making up the wire armatured hands, and then we're going to start with our fabric. So the yellow and the retro and the chubby cheeked beautiful head shape gave me Simpsons vibes, like early Simpsons vibes, like 80s. And also I've just always wanted to make like a bright yellow Simpsons style puppet. And now is my chance. So we're going to go with bright neon yellow fleece for the main skin of the puppet, and then we're going to bring the other colours out and the dealer's choice later on in all of the features and all of the fixins. But we wanted the skin of the puppet, the base of the puppet, to be in this really fun, bright 80s yellow colour, and I thought it was just such a nice coloured fleece. So we're going to sew it together, cut it out, turn it inside out. You know what we're doing by now. There's probably so many people that could narrate one of these episodes for me. Wait, that would be such a fun idea. Also, this would be the perfect one for my brother to narrate. I've had this idea before where somebody close to me could narrate one of the episodes, and my brother is the biggest Simpsons fan of all time. We actually had a Simpsons podcast together for a little while. It's not running right now, but it should be. It was a lot of fun. Once all of the seams are hand sewn on the puppet's head, all trimmed and fitting nicely, we're going to doll joint the arms onto the puppet's body. We're going to have a little happy dance, and we're going to move on to rolling for our eyes, because that is clearly what this puppet needs next. They look so fun. I love the Wardle head shape, and they definitely are enjoying themselves. They're having a lot of fun. Now, rolling for our eyes, and we have a 3 for cab eyes, which means we need to roll for our iris colour with a d20, and we have 5 for moss. So that answers our dealer's choice colour scheme for us. We've gone with green as our dealer's choice because we can bring that in a little bit more to match the eyes. Moss is such a beautiful earthy tone. It doesn't necessarily go perfectly with the bright retro colours that we were hoping, but it will link in, we'll bring the brighter green. I'm just finding the right positioning for those forward-facing cab irises. No puppets were harmed in the making of this video. I swear it does not hurt the puppet. Once those are in place, we are going to move on to rolling for our features. We have 1, 2 9s, and an 18, and that is going to be for teefies, double clothing, and a prop. So that just solidifies the human vibe that we're going for here. But of course we need a bright neon green fleecy puppet tongue because every puppet needs a tongue, and it goes with our dealer's choice colour scheme that matches the irises. And the green and the yellow mixed together with the pink and the brown that we're going to be bringing in is just perfect retro vibes. I decided to give them a little bit of an aesthetic shot here, but it was not appreciated. Moving on to the teefies, we wanted these really kind of cartoony, comical buck style teefies, and so we glued a pair of those into the puppet's mouth. The thing with the Wardle head shape as well is it has a really nice overbite, so there's lots of space to add teefies. Once those are in place, of course, we need double clothing. So this bright pink, well not bright pink, but it's like a bubblegum pink little puppet t-shirt is the perfect mix with the yellow skin tone. It definitely looks like a Simpsons character. For the prop, we decided to go with the most retro prop that we could think of. We designed this and 3D printed it, and now we're going to paint green and pink onto this little handheld game console. They're just like a little comic book kid, and I love them so much. It really does remind me of like a character from Springfield, but a puppet version, and isn't that just so fun? So once all of the little pink and green buttons and screen are hand painted on that little game console, we're going to leave that to dry, and for our final feature, which is another piece of clothing, and it's brown, we decided to give them this tiny little miniature puppet-sized cowboy hat. It is just so cartoony and cute, and you can definitely see this little character in an 80s cartoon. We gave them some brown freckles on either side of their cheeks as well for just cuteness, and here they are. Here is our retro Simpsons-esque cartoon character come to life in puppet form, our finished episode 18 of Roll for Puppet Season 4. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this puppet. This one is so much fun. And no tears were shed this week, so look at me, look at the growth. I'm going to name this puppet Ben after my brother, who is the biggest Simpsons fan of all time, and I think he would really like this puppet. Although I am his uncool younger sister, so maybe he would hate this puppet. But I'm going to call him Ben anyway. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And if you did enjoy, please do subscribe. There is new episodes every single week. And if you would like these episodes early and ad-free, you can join our Patreon community for less than the price of a coffee per month. And there's lots of other tiers and lots of other perks as well. So head over there if you'd like to support the show, and we will see you very soon.